Hey, ¿qué pasa? Okay, so let me explain. I was gone for quite a few. I was dead. I wouldn't want to call it dead, but a little thing called time consumption happened, and got him. Anyway, today we're gonna be reading a simple. Well, I don't know if we call it simple. We'll see what happens. It's called Pinkie Pie Eats a Donut. The description of it is by who's this made out from? Some guy named Cringe. Burn it down, nigga. Being child friendly here. Okay. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, read the story. Anyways, let me just make sure this shit's actually recording, and come to find out it's not. That'd be a shameful shame. Anyway, let's read the description. We gotta get into it real quick. Read the Pinkie Pie eats a donut, an ordinary, non-magical donut. What follows, however, is anything but ordinary. You know what they say. It's it's spicy. Okay, let me drink some water before we start, because I ain't about to read something without a dry throat. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Okay. Shoot, cute. It's been a while. I know. It's been a long while. I'm rusty as fuck. All that skill that a few months, like 2 months ago, is gone now. Legit. Anyway. Sugar. Oh my. Okay. No. One take. Sugar Cube Corner. The sweet treats. The frosted things. Little nibbles. Baked with love. What a change. I came to Equestria in the scorching part of the summer. My name isn't too important. Equestria is a lot bigger than one little turnip. I came to Equestria. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. Shit. Okay. Don't remember a lot, but I know I was laying on a small stack enjoying the chill when I was chosen. A soft hand grabbed me by the bulb and spun me around. Next thing I know, I'm hiding in the shade of a spinach sack. A noob of carrots are leaning on my bulb, and my stack is pushing flush up into a thick, lean beef roast. That really got my fructose up. Fructose. I'll tell you. Well, like everybody else, I took my ride in the hot Minivian with dignity. It was a long, harsh road. Oh, well, we all must travel someday. When we reached the end of the line, I was sorted into a crispier and thought that was that. A decent life for a turnip. I had no regrets. Time isn't cruel. Not really. She's just conflicted. And she does the best she can with what we give her. And that means, with time to time, old roots like me need to move over and make a way for a younger generation. Someone had another plans for me, it seems. I had cleared my mind and accepted my fate, and I was enjoying the darkness and the silence. In the silence of your mind, you can always find peace. That's important to remember. When times are dangerous, everything seems out of your control. Suddenly, the light broke in on me, and the noise started. I was grabbed by a small pair of hands and hoisted up, and out of my chilly hospice. I thought my time had come at last. I was only when I saw a child's face attached to a small pair of hands that I realized something had gone wrong. No sooner had I begun to puzzle about what was happening than I was hurled stack first into a porcelain bowl filled with shallow water. My bulb was bruised, and thinking became difficult. When I heard a ferocious roar and Still water began to crash violently around, and the clamor, and I woke up was swept away down the very cramped and darkened hole. The smell made me wrinkle my leaves. I felt myself falling for a long time. I can't say how long. The oppressive darkness and chaotic torrents of the water seemed to blur even the time and space. I suppose when you're caught in such a vortex. Great. This is great. Vortex. Swimming in the eye of death itself, most anything can happen. At long last, however, I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I felt down the light, which seemed blindingly harsh, and found a soft landing, a pillow, on a bed, in a bedroom. From the looks of it, a girl's bedroom. I looked beside me and found the girl. She was pink, and swirling little curls of hair tossed chaotic into a happy mess, which little cyclone of reflection and a microsome of harrowing road I had traveled. She laid on her back, spread eagle. What the hell? Whatever. Snoring aggressively despite the sunlight and breeze which poured from the open window. She was also a pony. There I laid, silent, on her pillow, and watched as she slept. I couldn't exactly do anything else. I just kept watching her, and I wondered where I was. As I remember, or in wonder, a noise emptied in my mind, the echo around before, and pulsating into speech. You're an equestrian now. Welcome! Someone was speaking to me. I wondered who it was. It's me, silly. Pinkie Pie. I looked again. The pony girl was now standing on her bed, facing me and smiling. No one had ever spoken to me before. This was new. First time for everything, right? Come on, Mr. Turnip. Let's get you a nice bath. You must have had a long flight. The word struck me oddly. I felt unsettled. I had a dark pre-notion that everything was going to become much stranger before I returned to normal. Moving on, Act 2 of the story. Sugar Quarter, what a change. Some time had passed. I had gotten grip of the names and things around here. The girl was Pinkie Pie, and the owners were Mr. and Mrs. Cake. The alligator was Gummy, and regular customers were Mare and Princess Celestia. I was enjoying a new life, and instead of preparing to die, I was making plans for the future. I was even learning to love. That is, till I went to hell. One morning, Pinkie Pie stumbled out of bed. She had a shadowy demeanor, one that I had never yet seen darken on her face. Donut, she murmured. Scarcely contorted giver, dough nut. It seemed sleepwalk. She picked me up and stuck me on her back. Then she hobbled across her bedroom down the stairs. I felt an electric shock pulse through me as her hooves hit the floor, and I wondered tremulously, Donut! Oh! Pinkie Pie yelled as she jumped up without warning, nearly bucking me off. I began to think. I wondered whether there was anything I could do to snap Pinkie Pie out of her unfortunate days in which she seemed to be trapped. But alas, I was still just a turnip. There was nothing. Pinkie wandered downstairs straight to the cabinet in the Sugar Cube corner where the day-old donuts were stored. I watched in an inexplicable sense of aspiration as she reached her hoof toward a sprinkled strawberry glazed one, closer and ever closer to her outstretched hoof, inched toward a fateful donut, while I sat helplessly on her back, a silent witness to everything. If I could have stopped the act somehow, if only I could have screamed for help, by God I would have. But the contract has been made, or was made. And Pinkie Pie, that poor lost girl, my only friend, whom I recall nightly in the fog of sleep, Pinkie Pie retrieved that donut, pulled it toward her mouth, and bit down on it. And she ate the whole thing. Act 3 of the story. Once Pinkie Pie ate the donut, her eyes snapped open, as if a sudden vision had gripped her whole being. She sat down, throwing me off her back, and spun on her butt, hugging her knees, rocking back and forth like a big screen depiction of a mental patient. Mom, she whimpered as tears flowing through her eyes. Dad. Looking back, I like to think that at that point in the morning she was fighting against those forces which would eventually engulf her. She was a strong-souled girl, and she would never be given in while she still had the choice. Her heart was too full of love, especially love for her family, but I think she knew she would lose the battle as she was crying the tragedy of what she was about to do. Why? It was then that Pinkie Pie, what the? That is a weird way to say that. It was then that Pinkie Pie's eyes changed. But before had been a pure-hearted, wide-eyed stare to tragedy took a more menacing aspect. An aspect of resolve, of pride, of anger, terrible to say, even the aspect of vengeance. When I saw her eyes, I began thinking furiously. She had always been able to read my thoughts before. I was hoping that just maybe she would hear my thoughts and that one of them would snap her out of her state. Pinkie's head jerked and tossed. Why? Came the staccato burst of voice, pregnant in emotion, or pregnant with emotion. Why? I sat silently in place and did nothing, just a helpless turn. Mommy, Daddy, why did you never feed me any donuts? A static hiss spread across through the world as dimensions of space and time wavered in and out in the lifeline of the universe. The signal of physical laws exerting themselves to confiscate for delay. The impact rigorously oh my god, grammar. I am not good at reading things that are long with words. Eggnog. Like a Kaiser, a relic foresown, distortion corrected. Words. Okay, I think he just. This man. I think he did that on purpose. There's no way in hell he didn't do that on purpose. He just put big words together and just. My God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Act 4 of the story. Here we go. Pinkie and I floated from the outside of the universe. We were larger than everything we have ever existed. Pinkie Pie, I thought. Shriveled old turnip that I am, I've never seen anything like this. There the universe lay before our eyes, a tiny, shimmering cosmic egg. Don't worry, Mr. Turnip. I heard Pinkie's voice tell me. I'm going to fix everything. Then we'll be all alone together. Vividly I recall the horror, the adrenaline of the moment. Pinkie knew, and I knew she knew, and she knew that I knew. But with a single decisive blow, it came all to a swift end. Pinkie, possessed by the latent rage within her, the rage created by her parents never feeding her a donut, pulled back and let loose, and in that single punch she punched the entire universe out of existence. And I alone have escaped to tell the what the fuck? Okay. That was random as fuck. We ain't child friendly here. Alright. If you think I'm child friendly, I ain't child friendly. Watch some of my other videos, you'll know exactly what I mean by I ain't child friendly. But anyways, that was it for this. This has been this is Raw Cringe. The man's name is Raw Cringe. Give him a round of applause. This man. Oh, I love it. Anyways, if you enjoyed this story reading, you might as well subscribe and share with other people, because why not. Anyways, I think that's it for me today. And by the way, just a message. I'm sorry I was gone for a good minute. You know how it is. Time, as it's said, is a very limited resource. And it wasn't until now that I was able to actually, do something. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you later for the next reading. Bye bye.